everybody, Fire Princess Lily here with the first ever Trans Girl CNC, where we're going to talk about comic books, cartoons, and other cool nerd shit. This week we're saying that you should be reading the title from Black Mask, Kim and Kim. It's a comic book about two queer women who work as dimension-hopping interplanetary bounty hunters trying to just make it big. It's a really cool story, made by some incredible people. The writer is Mags Visaggio, pencils and inks by Eva Cabera, and colors by Claudia Aguirre. Basically, all queer women working on what is an awesome queer comic book, and I fucking love it. I normally don't check out indie productions like Black Mask, but just hearing that not only was this a comic book about two queer women just being fucking awesome in space, it's made by queer women. The characters are Kim Quattro and Kim Danzler, Kim and Kim, and yeah, they describe their adventures as a glamorous, high-flying rock star lifestyle, and it is absolutely all that and more. It's kind of all that and not all that, as they're a little down on their luck, but it's okay. Kim Quattro is not only queer, but she's trans, which is cool because the writer, Mags Visaggio, is also trans, which is kind of nice. Right, you're gonna watch a series by a trans girl, she's gonna talk about trans comics. Fuck yeah. Unfortunately, there's two titles. And I have them both, and this one's my favorite out of both of them. I like them both. But this one's my favorite, just because it's just it's fucking awesome. I can't keep saying how, awesome this comic is. This is why I'm saying you should be reading. So Kim and Kim, just trying to make, that next big score. Their spaceship that hops dimensions and planets is like a VW bug? A VW bus. The square ones on wheels. But it has wheels. It has wheels and wings. It's so weird. And neither of the Kims are supposed to be anything that their parents wanted them to be. Kim Quattro, for example, has been bounty hunting since she was super little, and whatever, as part of a big bounty hunting group called the Catalans, and she turned her back on all of that because, well, she wanted to be a woman, and her dad didn't like that, and he turned a planet-destroying laser on her about it. Yikes. I mean, other antagonists are El Scorcho, which we've not seen El Scorcho, and the only thing I'll probably ever agree with Kim's dad about is, that's a stupid fucking name for anybody. And that's not a dig at the creators of this comic at all, because I realized that they did that on purpose. Who the fuck names himself El Scorcho other than, professional wrestlers? Elbow drops. Elbow drops in space! Yep, definitely down for elbow drops in space. But the comic starts off with just them trying to catch a bounty and it going completely fucking awry. It's been compared to Blade Runner meets Jim and the Holograms, and I don't know. I don't know that I quite agree with that. I definitely have some elements of Cowboy Bebop in there, probably just because of the bounty hunting and it just going wrong. Kim Danzler was supposed to be a necromancer, raise the dead for tax purposes, which is exactly how they describe it. And that's funny in and of itself because it comes up. It just comes up, and it comes up in a really hilarious way, and things go awry there too. It's they're always kind of trying, but always kind of also messing up a little bit. What else is... It's an amazing book made by some amazing people, and I'm not the only one who thinks so, which is really cool. It's only been out for a couple months. The third issue comes out next week, and it's already up for an award from Autostraddle. The Autostraddle Comic and Sequential Art Awards. It's the third annual, so it's only, it's third annual award show, but they're already up for an award for favorite indie book, and they've already got my vote. Like, I can't even, like, you should be reading this. This is what you need to be reading. This is what people need to be producing, in my opinion, is just interesting stories featuring super interesting people. Like, these are really relatable people. Yes, they're in space. Yes, they're fighting monsters and bounty hunting and all that. The things that I don't do. I'm not going into space and I'm not bounty hunting anytime soon. But the characters themselves are very relatable. So you got issues 1 and 2. And next week I'm going to pick up 3rd. I shouldn't sing at all. Things I like about it, just that they're like bros. Like, sis, no, like bros, but they got each other's backs, and I really appreciate that. Especially in the case of Kim Quattro, who is, and maybe it's just me being biased, she is my favorite character in the comic book. I like both of them. I like them both kind of almost equally. Kim Quattro just a little more, just because, like, maybe because she's trans, and I just kind of like how they write her, that she's not dainty. She's not trying to fit into this box that, trans women get put into a lot. I'm not going to be super preachy about that, but I like that she speaks her mind. I like that she, like, puts her guitar into people's faces and fights and brawls, and it's so cool. It is so cool. So I think that you should be reading this. This is book 2. I think you should be reading this. I think it's a great series with interesting characters, super colorful backgrounds. Like, the art's really amazing. Like, look at that. Like, the art's like this. This is like the art. Oh, it's a cover. But that is how the art is for both books. This is kind of, I also enjoy the covers. Like, the covers are interesting and colorful in their own ways. So definitely check those out. Saying a lot. That's not good. What, I don't know what I can say. Like, what I mean by she puts her guitar into people's faces, like, she uses a guitar as a weapon. So there's, like, a little fooly-cooly in that. Like, I really enjoy that. I really enjoy just, like, kind of the callback, the callbacks, but, like, the references to other things that are just great. So that's all the reasons I think you should be reading this. It really is a glamorous, high-flying, rock and roll lifestyle adventure, and it is just, I love it. I like the fact that Kim, Dancer's like, we're not calling ourselves the Fighting Kims, and Kim Quattro's like, well, you didn't like the Kimchi Atomic experience, so this is where we're at. That's great. Just like the dialogue's great. The art's great. The colors are amazing. Oh! And I guess what I really like about it the most is that it's a comic book about queer women, written, drawn, and colored by queer women. Just this amazing cast of people working to make this. This is an awesome comic book. Throat's a little dry because I'm ranting. Okay, enough with the hand movements. Scare somebody really excitable. I'm really excitable. I'm scaring me. That's the review this week. I don't really want to talk your jaws off too much. We've kind of gone into this for almost 10 minutes. That's the review this week. Next week we're going to be talking about Scott Pilgrim, because somebody asked me to, and what I kind of think about it. I've actually never read Scott Pilgrim, so you'll get kind of like my fresh take on it. You'll probably hear everything that anybody else has ever said about it, but that's what we're doing next week. And maybe something else, too. I don't know yet. Anyway, I'm signing off. I still don't really have a catchphrase. I don't have a catchphrase. I don't. Maybe I'll have one next week. But for now, say bye-bye and check us out. Oh, that was awful. Check us out. Anyway.